The internet is not just a new technological innovation. It is a new type of technological innovation, one that brings out the very essence of technology. Up to now, technological innovators have generally produced devices that served needs that were already recognized, and then discovered some unexpected side effects. So Alexander Graham Bell thought the telephone would be useful for communication in business, but would not be accepted in people's homes, let alone intruded as they walked down the street. Likewise, Henry Ford thought of the automobile as giving people cheap, reliable, individualized transportation, but he did not imagine it will destroy the inner cities and liberate adolescent sex. The net is different. It was originally intended for communication between scientists, but now that is a side effect. We have come to realize that the net is too gigantic and pertinent for us to think of it as a device for satisfying any specific need, and each new user affords us a surprise. If the essence of technology is to make everything easily accessible and optimizable, then the internet is a perfect technological device. It is a climax of the same tendency to make everything as flexible as possible that had led us to digitalize and interconnect as much of reality as we can. What the web will allow us to do is literally unlimited. This pure flexibility naturally leads people to compete for outrageous predictions as to what the net will become. We are told that, given its new way of linking and accessing information, the internet will bring a new era of economic prosperity, lead to the development of intelligent search engines that will deliver to us just the information we desire, solve the problems of mass education, put us in touch with all of reality, allow us to have even more flexible identities than we already have, and thereby add new dimensions of meaning to our lives. But compared with the relative success of e-commerce, the other areas where a new and more fulfilling form of life has been promised have produced a great deal of talk but few happy results. In fact, researchers at Carnegie Mellon University were surprised to find that when people were given access to the World Wide Web, they found themselves feeling isolated and depressed. The New York Times reports, the results of the $1.5 million project ran completely contrary to expectations of the social scientists who designed it and to many of the organizations that financed the study. We were shocked by the findings because they were counterintuitive to what we know about how socially the internet is being used, said Robert Kraut, a social psychology professor at Carnegie Mellon's Human-Computer Interaction Institute. We are not thinking here about the extremes. These were normal adults and their families, and on average, for those who use the internet most, things got worse. The researchers sum up their findings as follows. This research examined the social and psychological impact of the internet on 169 people in 73 households during their first 1 to 2 years online. In this sample, the internet was used extensively for communication. Nonetheless, greater use of the internet was associated with declines in participants' communication with family members in the household, decline in the size of their social circle, and increases in their depression and loneliness. The authors conclude that what is missing is people's actual embodied pressure with each other. Online friendships are likely to be more limited than friendships supported by physical closeness, because online friends are not fixed firmly in the same day-to-day environment. They will be less likely to understand the context of a conversation, making discussion more difficult and rendering support less applicable. Even strong ties maintained at a distance throughout electronic communication are likely to be different in kind and perhaps diminished in strength compared with the strong ties supported by being in the same environment. The interpersonal communication applications currently prevalent on the internet are either neutral towards strong ties or tend to undercut rather than promote them. This surprising discovery shows that the internet user's disembodiment has profound and unexpected effects. Presumably, it affects people in ways that are different from the way most tools do, because it can become the main way its users relate to the rest of the world. Given these surprises and disappointments, we will naturally like to know what are the benefits and the dangers of living our lives through the net. Only then might we hope to have a glimmer concerning what the net can become and what we will become in the process of living through it.